Now, here's the one thing. You get, just like this with Citibank, this is really enough to buy a whole, oops, I dropped some. This is enough to buy a whole share of Citibank right now. You get what you pay for. You might have heard that saying applied to a bargain, but I'm going to show you how this idea, when it works when it comes to economic advice from the government or economists. I'm going to start with Ben Bernanke. Back in March 2007, he said, quote, "The problem in the subprime market seems to be likely contained." Oops. Or how about the former economist at the National Association of Realtors who said back at the peak of the housing market in 2005, quote, "You know, all the doom and gloom forecasts of a housing debacle are not only irresponsible, but they're downright wrong." Ooh, sorry. Thanks for playing. Here, just this week, President Obama said, "I'm just saying it might not be a bad idea to buy some stocks right now." Really? I don't think this is going to work out too well for 1,000, Alex. What all these things have in common is we didn't pay for any of that advice. Actually, to be accurate on that, we are kind of paying for it, and we're going to pay much more. But that's a different story. With all that in mind, let's look at the latest Wall Street Journal survey of economists. Now remember, this is free advice. About 90% of all of the economists said the recession would be over by the end of this year. Really? 100% of all of the economists said the recession will be over by the end of next year. Definitely. 100%. Not one dissenter. The science is settled. Sounds like great news, right? I mean, until you consider their track record. In February 2007, this group of soothsayers predicted a 22% chance of a recession. Wow. Turns out they were 100% wrong. February 2008, this is when the recession was already 3 months old, but the average guess from the economists was, there's about a 48.9% chance that, we'll see a recession. October 2008, the recession now was almost a full year old, and they still can't see it. They upped their prediction to 89.3%. Probably not. The lesson here should be obvious. You need to ignore advice from these boobs, okay? Anybody who's offering it for free. Oh, wait a minute, I am too. I don't know who to listen to now. It's like getting an eye exam from Mr. Magoo, isn't it? I mean, hello, he can't really see anything. Stop asking him. Why is anyone still asking these people for their opinion? Why are we basing this survival package with Barack Obama on what they say? Why do we care about what a group of random economists or government cheerleaders have to say? Most importantly, I've told you before, please listen to your gut, not these experts. You're just as much of an expert, really. Would this be happening in your house? No. You know from the beginning we can't spend this money. These people have been wrong before. I fear they're going to be wrong again. If, God forbid, things spiral out of control, all those people who put their stock, into these voices and went, wait a minute, hold it just a sec, I used to have $1,000. I have how much now? I don't think we're going to be fearful. I think there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be very, very angry. Rich Karlgaard